So can we stay on track this time?
What's our track last time?
I don't think we were on track last time. Alright, so let's see. Should we... What was the follow-up again?
I have no idea. There was a...
Wasn't it that comment about one of us doing a video game playthrough or something, or like just like a full cast thing?
There was one about that. I don't know what the other one was. So there was two. My brain is not working right now.
Neither is mine, but that might just be the jet lag. Oh god, what was it?
No, I'm going to your channel to see if I can find the comment. I don't remember it otherwise.
Yeah, I just don't know why. I got poor memory. Oh wait, never mind. It's probably because of that head injury from high school.
Not gonna ask.
No, it probably extends much. No, it was high school. I think it extends much further back than that. I think I've just always been an airhead, so this is just an extension of that.
Well, that must be fun.
Yes, it's nice living in a bubble of sheer bliss where you're ignorant all the time until reality comes crashing in.
Oh. I just found the video. Oh no. Okay, yeah, one of them was they wanted us to do a live stream or a gameplay thing with the cast, which, I mean, that's something we could easily do. It just take a little bit of time. The other one, I guess, because we talked about it,
was talking about fetishes.
Yes.
Oh damn.
What are your special fetishes? Special? Ooh. I like the way that's worded. They're not normal, no, they're special.
God, this one. Okay, which one should we? I guess after Inferno is done, we can do like a full. Maybe try doing like a full talk thing on Discord with the full cast and Inkwell and everyone. So I guess for now we'll just tackle the special fetishes and hope I don't get age restricted.
Trust me, I did a video about fetishes on my channel. I didn't get age restricted.
I hope I don't.
Oh, trust me, I'm not gonna get age restricted.
Okay. Alright, so, well, I guess that's the topic for right now.
This is gonna be fun for today.
Yeah.
I just woke up. This is gonna be a great thing to talk about.
Okay, intro time. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Lotus Moon, and I am back with Draco Azimuth, and oh boy, we've got a pretty special video for today.
Special being the key word, apparently. We are very concerned. Well, first of all, we're both very tired. She's on jet lag, and I'm on just waking up 3 hours the past 4 days. So probably not a good thing we make this video now, but we figured we had time, and time is what we need to do these types of videos. So
I'm also still kind of hungry because yesterday on the flight home, like, it took me 7.5 hours to get home, not counting the 1 hour time difference between here and Mexico. And because our plane took off late yesterday, like the first plane, we completely lost our layover, so we lost the 1.5 hour time we had to actually relax for a bit and eat. So we just had 30 minutes to get on our next plane and then just head home for, like, get on that plane for like 4 hours and head home. So
Yeah,
I'm starving.
there's like, here, you can have this nasty airplane food.
Yeah, I
I'll
had that.
starve.
I had that. I don't know what, like, we talked about it in the car on the way home. My mom said it tasted like steak to her. I thought the meat was bologna. I think it was actually a ham. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. How do you get the confusion?
We were hungry. The last time we ate was at the hotel for breakfast before we left. I only had like
But what I'm saying, how do you get the confusion of like, okay, well, to me it tastes like steak. To me it tastes like bologna.
like I
Where did we go wrong?
we were hungry, and like I said, jet lag. I normally sleep on the plane, but this time I didn't sleep the whole ride home, like at all. I just stayed up and watched movies. So yeah, my brain is scrambled.
Yeah, and this topic is a great thing to have our brains not working properly on.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's perfect, yeah, because it's the same thing that happens when we're in these situations. So, good thing. So, if you guys missed the podcast we did, I think it's been up a week now or so, a little over maybe, I'm not sure. My brain again is not working properly. And we talked about many things. I will say, I really want now, because I was rewatching it today, kind of trying to remember what was said in that video, so we don't talk the same stuff again in this video. I just want two things. One, I really want someone, whoever has artistic skill out there, if you can do this, that would be amazing. I just want an art piece of, because if you guys watch the end of the video, there's a part where I'm just basically Gollum from Lord of the Rings. I now want a picture drawn of Gollum with like a little speech bubble over his head, and then just the whole time he's talking, and he's like just petting Lotus's pony. I want that. Someone, you pet the pony. You have to draw that for me. If you guys, anyone has artistic skills, draw that for me. I would be the happiest person ever.
Oh my god, I swear Golem's voice must have been an inspiration for the Diamond Dogs, because seriously, they talk exactly like that.
That's all I did when I voiced the Diamond Dogs for something. I just did that, and I'm like, oh. That's number one. I really want to see that. If that can ever be done, that'd be amazing. But number two, we talked a lot about random stuff, and one of the things we happened to bring up a lot, like for 25 minutes straight of the video, was a bunch of stuff we've written or read or just random stuff. And one of the things that I had mentioned was fetishes. Just randomly, I don't know why. And so this video is going to be us talking about fetishes and kinks that we have. This is going to end so good for all of us.
Yeah, so I guess for any of you who say that you like my voice for my clops or anything, I guess if you're writers, feel free to add whatever we say into your story, or, well, I guess I can't say add me into your story as your partner, because that might be wrong.
I mean, it wouldn't be wrong. It would just mean. Number one, I will say, and the reason, actually, funny enough, this is being brought up to me. I originally, when I talked about the fetish thing, I wanted to see, first of all, when someone asked about it, I was really like, okay, no big deal. I've talked about it before. I'll talk about it again. But then Lotus messages me. I'm not going to say what she said, because it's going to be a upcoming chapter. Or not, maybe it's not upcoming, but it's going to be very soon in the sequel to Blooming Moon. I'm not going to ruin anything for people who haven't read it yet, but she asked me about, I don't want to call it a kink, but I will say it's something that that she wanted to make sure I was okay reading. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
and of course, I was fine with it. So.
Well, you never know what. Well, you never know what people are like. Safi actually asked me, "What would I do if I caught him cheating on me?" And I'd be like, "Before or after I've hurled a couple dozen knives at you, and then took a couple shots of liquor to calm down."
Okay. After that. After that point.
Well, if neither of them died, I'd probably join them because I'm drunk enough. But we've actually Saf and I have talked about that a lot because the topic just randomly comes up. He knows how I am, so
that concerns me if that topic comes up repeatedly.
Well, he's also a writer, so whatever we talk about pretty much goes into his stories. So yeah, and of course those stories are just between me and him.
I now want to read these stories.
Well, Safi, if you're watching this, give your permission, and I guess send one over. I don't know, because
oh god, why am I scared now? I thought I saw a death warrant with that thing.
Oh no, we're just like really out there for some reason.
Well, the stuff I'm about to talk about is obviously out there too.
I guess
we're talking about fetishes. Who wants to start first?
Well, I guess I could start because I technically did tackle a question like this in my recent Q&A video, kind of.
Oh god, okay.
Yeah, someone asked me what kind of readings would I do, so I guess like these art fetishes, because it was like full con, Watersports, and all that. I was like, full con I'm interested in because I think what got me into that was the episode that introduced feather bangs. I think like maybe a week after that episode, or like maybe the day of, I think someone released a reading of the Cutie Mark Crusaders getting into a sexual kind of thing with him. And I think like maybe 2 weeks later I saw like those 3 fangirls of his like they had caught him and like put a ring around his neck and everything. Like they basically just caught him and like were dragging him into like a house or whatever, and they looked like they were gonna do like God knows what to him. So yeah, seeing the CMC in a reading with Featherbang, like it's like as a foursome, I guess, kind of got me into that. I didn't get a chance to read it, so yeah, that's something I might want to do. And I did say that I might do a full con reading if one ever came up.
Oh god, don't give me ideas. I'm gonna send you something to like read this.
Well, I can do Sweetie Belle, Scootaloo, and Apple Bloom's voice kind of well. So if it's like one of them or all 3 of them, bring it on.
Okay. Thank you for giving me permission. I'll send it to you later tonight. See, you did this to yourself.
Yes.
You did this to yourself.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna start off with the. And sorry for the cough, guys. I'm a little sick too, so that's not good too. But whatever. So since we're gonna start off with ones that are more obviously, since we talked about a little bit about FolCon, I'm not 100% into FolCon. I've read stories about it here and there. Let's see, if it's going to be story-based, there was one I could think of. Anyone who follows my fanfiction account will know this, but I didn't used to read a lot of clock fics. I've mentioned this in the previous podcast. But one of the ones that pretty early on was actually Fuda. For obvious reasons. And for people who don't know what Futa is, or Futanari, whichever one you want to freaking use, basically it is female characters with penises.
Yeah.
And that was something I think, if I remember correctly, There was a story. I don't even remember the name of it off the top of my head. I think it's called When Dusk Comes, I believe is what it might be called. But it was basically a story where Twilight's really, really drunk.
Oh dear.
And she gets drunk with Rainbow Dash, and they end up going back to his house where things get a little heated, and then Twilight casts a spell that turns her into a stallion.
Oh dear.
Or at least gives her a penis, rather. And basically they have sex, and it turns out that Rainbow Dash gets pregnant.
Oh crap. Oh. Wow.
So yeah, that's one from definitely
my only experience with that was Milk Me Mister, and that was actually quite the interesting story there.
Yeah, usually food and stuff like that is really interesting the way they write it.
I've actually been meaning to probably read I don't know, maybe one where between Cadence and Shining Armor where I don't know, either they swap genders or Cadence decides to experiment with Shining and he's just all for it.
There's a bunch of stories like that. I actually have a playlist on my on my fanfiction account. I shit you not. There's about, I want to say 20 stories in it. There's just either Cadence changing her sex around, or they both do, or somehow their genitals get on the freaking each other. There's some different ones.
There was one I saw where Shining Armor swapped his gender so that he could get pregnant with his and Cadence's baby.
Felicity, I might say, or something like that.
I think it was that. I think it was that author. I don't really remember. I only read it once, and I'm actually curious. I know Shining Armor's gender swap name is Gleaming Shield, but what's Cadence's?
Bolero.
What?
Bolero.
Wow.
I know all of this stuff. This is literally second nature to me at this point. I will say I did read a I don't even remember what kind of. Oh yeah, it was there was one written. I believe it's by Marshall Twilight. I believe. I think it's Marshall Twilight, but it was called Bound Brothers. I believe is what it was called, and it was basically a Shining Armor R63 Cadence story, and basically the entire time this is happening, it's basically set around a BDSM type thing where Bolero, I guess, is the submissive and Shining is the dominant. And then who happens to come by but Dust Shine or R63 Twilight, and then joins in. So it was fun. It was a good story. I mean, it's written by Marshall Twilight, I think, so of course it's a good story.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if Shining Armor was the one that was submissive. I'd like to tie him up any day.
Okay, first of all, I don't know who you're trying to tie up. It's not going to be me. I don't do the whole bondage thing.
Oh, come on, Shiny.
Why do I feel like now, because people are hearing us do this, they're going to want us to read something?
I don't know. We might actually get that request at some point. So yeah.
Hey, if you guys want it, just let us know. We're not, and that's the thing, guys. I tell people this anytime that they anytime they ask me. I've had people ask me to write different stories or read stuff. Once I started doing this fan fiction reading stuff more often, at least for me and Lotus. And this is just maybe us, maybe not all fanfic readers are like this, or writers themselves. Don't be afraid to ask us to do something. like, so many people are afraid of, like, oh my god, what if they judge me? Trust me, that's the least of your worries.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
We
Come on.
requested weird stuff all the time. I mean, I've been requested to write, like, some stuff that I would never write. But, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and make the person, I'm not going to laugh at the person for it. It's just not,
yeah,
my place. But,
yeah,
but I mean, if you guys want to see freaking, like, sexy times between Cadence and Shining Armor, I mean, we can accommodate you there.
Yeah, I mean, my friend that got me into My Little Pony, some of the drawing commissions he's done, he actually had me pose for some of them, and they're actually really good. So
wait, I'm confused.
Yeah, my friend who got me into My Little Pony is an artist. Goes by the name of Aero Transer. If I'm saying that right, and if I'm not, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, some of the things that he's drawn, pony or otherwise, sometimes he couldn't like get the right feel for like certain things, like a hand holding a wine glass a certain way, or just like just like cross legs and everything. Why did you have to go there?
Because the way we were talking before, we were talking about, this is a video about fetishes, and then you talk about someone you modeling for something. I was concerned.
No.
I thought something else was going on.
No, if that was happening, trust me, I would get in writing permission for that kind of stuff, because
what permission you got? Just saying. Okay, so let's move on. So I guess you're next. What is the next one?
I can't remember all of them. I didn't remember Full-Con. There was also Watersports, which I have to say I'm not into at all.
Oh, that sounds like fun. For people who don't know what Watersports are, do you want to explain what that is?
Honestly, I don't even know, because it was
basically
Watersports and something else, and I was like, no way.
The gist of it, guys, is Watersports is in the same category as scat play, which is pretty much sexual arousal to either one, urinating or being urinated on, or basically shitting on somebody or being shit on.
Oh, that clarifies things. No wonder in hentai I don't go near it.
Yeah, scat play is the shitting or shitting on, and Watersports is the urine.
Basically a golden shower. Yeah, no, I'm not into that.
Was that fun for you?
Yeah, I think, like, I didn't even get a chance to look it up, because in hentai is just basically called golden shower, and I was like, oh, okay, so I didn't know it actually went by another name. So yeah.
Yeah, Watersports is the actual fetish. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's any other, like, ones. And guys, here's the one what we're talking about now. As we said, these are these ones based around MLP stories, like Volcon, food, and stuff like that. These are not things we would actually do in a million years. Now, we will be getting in a few minutes, probably, because I don't know how many more we can think of for just story-wise. We'll be getting into some that are actually something we probably would do, which is scary. Because there's a lot.
Yeah, there are so many fetishes out there.
I don't think there's any other ones that I really read to. I mean, none that's not obvious. I mean, like Eminem stuff I read all the time because that's just obvious. Yeah, as far as stories goes, that's it then for me.
Yeah, I also got another one that was rape. That was like.
Oh, was that from my story?
No. If it's rape, I don't really go near it. I guess, part of me doesn't go near it. The other part does, because Lily's into that, especially if she's the one who's in charge.
I'm concerned with this alter ego of yours.
I grew up kind of messed up, so don't blame me, please.
I I'm kind of trying to think of this now. Like, I want to I want to have guys back me up on this. I want you guys to back me up if you can. I want to have a video with me and Lily. I want to do that.
Oh dear.
Because I think that would be a fun experience for me. Hey, I can even bring out my alter ego.
Oh dear. Oh God, no! What alter ego?
The one I don't talk about usually. Let's just say he has a very dark side.
Oh dear, this is. If anyone makes a comic dub, a reading, or an actual video, like an actual animated video, oh, that's gonna be something interesting.
Yes, artists make a comic dub of Lily and my alter ego meeting. Do these things for us. We'll do a comic reading of it if you do.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be an interesting one.
Oh Lord, I'm scared. Okay, so we've already talked. Okay, so let me see. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. Nope, there's no more. I was thinking if my alter ego had any within the just within the land of stories, but no.
So I guess we move on to like our actual fetishes.
This is fun. This is gonna be a good way to end the day. They're gonna ask us questions about these things.
Yeah, they're gonna ask us after the fact since we're gonna talk about them now. They're probably gonna ask us if we have any more. And given that okay, here's something fun. Given that I pretty much from like I think like the middle of my freshman year in high school have been watching anime hentai. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
We will, guys, just so we don't have to do this video again, guys, because you're going to ask us to if we didn't cover them all. We will be covering all of them. If you want a follow-up video where we talk about more in depth of what certain ones are, we can do that, but we're not doing a sequel to this where we have to freaking go through more.
Rehash everything.
There's too many. There's like 50.
Yeah. There's like far too many to go through.
Yeah, we'll just on the ones that we are like more just kind of into. We'll do like a short overview of the ones that are like the really high up as far as like, yes, this must be done tomorrow. Then those are the ones we're going to go more in depth on. Because do you want to start us off?
Well, okay, I guess I can start. Well, considering something I keep seeing on Facebook, I guess like now starting off, I guess thighs and butts. And I'm only saying that because I keep seeing an article on Facebook that like all Hooters restaurants are closing because millennials aren't interested in boobs anymore. So I pretty much kind of follow that up with the fact that in anime, for any of you who watch anime, there's that anime about the dragon maid where there's a dragon lolly with like really thick thighs. So yeah, that's why I said thighs and butts because that's where things are going to now. And I think they said like this generation is like more interested in butts. So
yes, butts and thighs.
yeah, that gives explanation to that. So I guess pairing with that would probably be um gym attire, more preferably gym shorts.
Go with the short shorts.
Well,
like they're so short they freaking go inside.
Well, either that or bloomers, because bloomers, not gonna lie, I've kind of want to try them. I've, yeah, I think after I saw like one too many animes that objectify bloomers on girls, I'm like, okay, so anime guys like that, and I'm not trying to say that otaku guys like that, or just guys in general like that. Like, I kind of want to know what wearing gym bloomers is like because they look comfortable, but I've never had to wear them. I always wore long pants to gym class because that was the uniform. So yeah,
Mm.
I never
It,
had
it
gym
depends.
shorts.
They're kind of comfortable until like you get to the moment where like, oh no, something fell out. then it, then it gets awkward. You're just standing in gym class. You feel air in places you shouldn't be. High school. How I miss you. No, I don't actually. I fucking don't miss you at all. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to say. Okay, this is one I know this is gonna make Lotus laugh because we may have mentioned this at one point.
Oh dear.
I know we mentioned this in the last video in a joking way, but I don't know if I want to call this a fetish or a kink because it is something that I've done before. It's not something. It's not something I would say is just 100% sexual though.
Oh dear.
Oh no. And it is. I've actually cross-dressed before.
Really?
Yeah. Now, granted, the first time I tried it was a complete joke. Me and my friend were in high school, and we said it was like near Halloween, so we had like this. We always had this Halloween party at our high school where like you would dress up as whatever. And we said we called each other the night before and said, "Dude, let's dress up like women and go to the school like that." So, not even trying to be funny, we had on high heels. Like real high heels, like not even trying to be funny. How we found high heels to fit our feet, I do not know. Because our feet are freaking like normally I wear a size 15 shoe. So to find high heel, we had to get them specially made apparently.
Oh my god.
So we got my big feet into them and his big feet into them, and then we're wearing like, you know, freaking we literally look like prostitutes because we had like what looked like the fishnet leggings was not appealing on my legs. It was very unappealing. And then basically we just had like this long, I don't want to call it a dress because it's not really a dress, but it was like this just this long, like semi-dress thing. And then we had like blonde wig on. And we walked around the school all day like that. We were in class like that.
Oh,
I mean, teachers were questioning us. Some of them quit. Some turned to drugs and alcohol.
That. Oh, sweet Celestia, no.
And like I said, we mentioned it last video for obvious reasons because Lotus brought it up.
Well,
so,
I've never cross-dressed before.
Yeah, you should try it.
I might my friend my friend that got me into MLP. He's actually quite appealing. Cause like I actually have asked him if we got a chance to cosplay together, would he cross-dress with me? So basically, I would be the male and he would be the female. And he looked at me funny for like 2 seconds, then said, I don't know, maybe. So I was like, if we ever get the chance, let's just try it out. So if we ever get the chance to do that, maybe at an anime convention or something, I will definitely take a picture and show, with his permission, show all of you what the result of that was. Because that'll actually be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I know, because I know I saw, I remember that was the first time I did it, and then slowly from there, at first when I was in high school, I was very, and this is going to be all of these fetishes that I'm talking about, I was so, like, and we mentioned this previously, I think Lotus might have mentioned it, because Lotus freaking, this Lotus's fault, but I was never the very sexually provocative person. Like, I wasn't the type of person that was just like, ooh, sex. Ooh, I want that. No, that's not me. I mean, not the kind of person. I am now, obviously, for obvious reasons. But yeah, I was never just like someone who was like, oh my god, I must have sex right now. Like, it has to happen. We're in the freaking line at the cafeteria, but it has to happen within like the next 23 seconds. like we're not even out of line yet. I'm already my pants are down on my ankles. I'm ready. I mean, I was never that kind of person. So a lot of these are gonna be like, yeah, I would never. I was always ashamed of this kind of stuff in high school, but now it's just kind of a secondary nature to me. And slowly, like I think maybe when I got to my 20s, like maybe 21, 20, 21, 22 in that area, that's when like my whole stuff with like sexuality really kind of peaked, obviously. And I said, let me try cross-dressing again. So I've tried it once or twice since then. Nothing in a sexual nature, mind you. But I was like, oh, this makes me feel pretty, which kind of sounds weird. I was like, now I look pretty in the gayest way possible.
No shame. No shame in that at all. I guess another fetish for me would probably be, I guess cosplay role playing, really. And I say that because, before this vacation I took with my family, I went to an anime convention, and one of the days I went dressed as a maid, and my skirt was pretty short to the point where I swear if anyone like walked up behind me, I thought they were like really looking up under my skirt.
Don't
So
bend over.
yeah, and like the outfit had garter belts attached to it, so I wore a long I wore like long socks up to my thighs and like held it up there, so like it had like the nice space between the skirt and the socks, just to see my thighs and everything. So like I was like, shit, I am objectifying myself in the eyes of all guys. I don't mind if I get attention. Just don't let me get in any kind of trouble.
Just don't let one of the weird my butt. As like, why?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping wouldn't happen. I was like, oh, and I was also wearing cat ears and a tail with it, so there's that too.
Many things are going to be asked about that.
Yes, I know, but I got it out there, so it's okay. And I say roleplay cosplay is a fetish of mine because it's like you get to be someone else for a bit. Like even if it's like not with a partner, even if it's just like alone, it makes me feel like everything's okay for a little bit. And then yeah.
Well, I feel like now when you said that, I just feel like there's going to be this thing of like, I just imagine like Sailor Moon bent over like with freaking one of the ugly henchmen from freaking Sailor Moon, just going full force into her, just like full force. Why is that the first image I got in my head?
Well, there are like skimpier version of the Sailor Moon outfits. Like one person that walked past me, I think they call it like bathing suits, kind of. But like yeah, it's basically like the top is like really short, and like you just have like the bottom piece. No skirt, is just like a bottom piece. So I think like yeah, it is a bathing suit. But people just walked around like it was just like a skimpy costume and everything. So and like they had like the actual shoes to correspond to which Sailor Scout they were. So yeah, that's not exactly an impossibility. Plus there's plus there's also some kind of lingerie, like I think it's like a bathing suit from what I was told. Like I think I see it as like lingerie. It comes in black or white. It's like cat based. So like the front, like the top has a cat's head in the front, like cut out, and it comes with like a bell and like matching tie panties that has like cat ears in the front of it. So yeah. I think
What? Why do you know about these things?
because I randomly find stuff online, and I think when
What are you searching for to
no,
randomly
I
find
think
these things?
no, I think when it first came out, much like the Virgin Killer sweater, it was like all the rage. So like they had those on specific anime characters, and I saw it, so I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I saw it online that you could actually buy it for yourself, and I was like, okay then.
Did that give you ideas?
Actually, yes, it did.
I'm concerned. Okay, so, let's see. Alright, so I'm not gonna go, so we're gonna continue on the smaller ones, I guess. This isn't really a fetish. I mean, technically it is, I guess, because it is, but it's not at the same time. I don't know. Anyways, here's where the freaking, like, not weird stuff, but just here's where the stuff's gonna come into play. So, growing up, I quickly realized, well-ish, I realized, or at least had thoughts in my head, I might be gay. I had thoughts. And why was one of those thoughts, like, why did I have those thoughts? Well, I'm not going to say how it happened. Let me phrase that. I'm not going to say how it happened. But I may have experimented with some anal play at one point in my youth. What's with the laughter?
Well, I can't judge because I have to.
Just call him.
I may have. But that was a long. That was.
Oh god, no! I just thought. Oh god, that would be bad. Gollum's sexual fetish is the pony. That's Gollum's sexual fetish, apparently. He's catching the pony in certain places.
Oh dear.
Now there's gonna be. Now, hopefully, there's not images of that drawn. Oh god, I've just done bad things already. But no, I kind of realized that when I was, and I repressed it to the point where it became a mental illness. I think. Where I just one day it exploded out.
How did that become a mental illness?
Because basically, the way I tell people what happened was, it's like when something like really traumatic or bad happens in your life and you just repress it and you push it to the back of your head where you don't think about it, and then one day, like, it just explodes out in some weird way. And that happened to me. I remember I had just finished high school and I had started like my first day of work at my first job I ever had, and oh my god, I have to say I worked at a I know this sounds so bad because I'm gay. It sounds so bad, but I worked at a clothing store, a woman's clothing store, mind you.
Oh boy.
And so basically, they sold men's clothes there too, but it was mainly women that shopped there. Like 80% of the clientele was women. So I remember I was in there one day and I was like, working, and all of a sudden I remember going to lunch, and this building, we had our break room like near the back. Basically, it was back near what looked like Freddy Krueger's boiler room in freaking Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh Jesus, that would give me nightmares. Nope.
Like, it was creepy. Like, I would walk down the hall and all of a sudden you would hear like fucking like the steam coming out of the pipes back there. It'd be weird, and I didn't want to go back there because it creeped me out. So I went in the break room and sat down and I heated my food up, and all of a sudden, as I sit down, I was wearing shorts this particular day.
Oh no.
I never wear shorts. I have not worn shorts in 10 years. I do not know why. I think it's because it's hot that day, maybe. I don't know, but I wore shorts, and I sit down. I feel something touch me. I don't know what it is. And I don't mean like a little tickle touch. I mean like, I got this. It's like when the doctor like puts his hand in your butt. It felt like he was touching my freaking tonsils. Like whatever it was I said on was deep. That's all I'm gonna say. And basically, I literally ran out. Whatever I said, I don't know what it was. I ran out the back, left my food, ran out the back, ran through the store, ran out the front door, and I literally ran past traffic, through traffic at this point.
Oh, dear.
And I'm just in the parking lot, sitting in my car, just like rocking back and forth.
How did you not get hit?
I don't. Well, they're probably like, well, good God, if we hit that thing's going to total our car. It ain't going to do no damage to him. Good God. He might eat the car. He might think it's food. He might think it's a Twinkie. It's yellow.
That's wrong.
It's so true, though. And so, yes, I realized very quickly, and of course, now it makes perfect sense. I'm a bottom, so that makes perfect sense. For those of you who don't know what gay terminology is, bottom means that I am the one who is... Let's say, if we're playing baseball, I'm the one who's going to be catching it the entire time. Let's just say it that way.
I was waiting for that to come up.
We're gonna keep it as PG as we can for this video.
Yeah. I think I feel like we're kind of past that, though. But yeah, let's try our best to keep it PG as much as possible.
Okay, so what's next, Lotus? This is on you.
All right. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to try this. Exhibitionism. Not like crazy exhibitionism. But
so, like, how crazy are we talking here? Are we talking like, streaking butt naked down the street, juggling dildos with one inside? Is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about like normal stuff?
Oh no! And if I did that here in New York, I would be spotted immediately because New York is a city that never sleeps, and people are out all the time. So yeah, it's not like I can walk around no problems without getting caught. Even if I was drunk enough to do that.
But here's the thing: it's New York. They're used to it. They could see an alien walk down the street. They'd just be like, oh, okay. And they would walk away because it doesn't. They see everything there. It doesn't matter.
Nah, I'm talking about normal stuff. Well, normal and tame stuff. So like for me, instead of like probably walking around with like a jacket on and like nothing underneath, probably just walking around in normal clothes, but like no underwear.
Okay, that's very tame. That's very tame.
Yeah, that's the best I can do because I'm not trying to get arrested for public nudity because that's. I mean, in New York, in Times Square, we have the naked cowboys and cowgirls, and like they just have paint over their boobs and everything, but you could still tell that there's nothing there. So, yeah, and I think
you could do that. You could do that.
No, I don't have the curves for that. They only go after girls who are like really curvy and everything. And I'm talking
trust me, I'm sure about 95 people will stop on that road just be like, oh, okay. So especially if it's a guy, they're just like, okay, boobs. They would just stare. They wouldn't even say anything. They'd be like, That's what I tell you guys. If they see something they like, they will just look at it. You'll know if a guy likes you.
And they'll probably just take pictures from afar instead of like coming up to take pictures with you personally. Because in Times Square, if you take pictures with a naked cowboy or cowgirl or like with anyone dressed up as a mascot, they do ask you to pay them for the picture and everything. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I would hope so. They're like, okay, look, you just took a pornographic picture of me. Please pay me. It'd be like if I'm posing for freaking, like, if someone's posing for Playboy or something, like, okay, I want to get paid for doing that. Can you do that for me? Okay. This is one I actually, I guess I'll bring it up because Lotus did. Exhibitionism is one I've thought about myself. Funny enough, I never would have thought forever. I mean, it's just something I'm self-conscious. Like, I very much am. I've mentioned this in a lot of my videos, if you've ever watched my channel. And one of the things is just like, I don't like my body. My body literally, like I mentioned before, looks like Jabba the Hutt if he ate himself. Would that make him disappear? Would he be twice as big? We never know. But I just don't like my own body and stuff. And so exhibitionism is something I would never do. But I thought because a friend of mine, he's a film fiction writer too. I mean, him post videos all the time together on my YouTube channel when we can. People who don't know, you can just go check him out. Look his name up on film fiction. You'll see what I'm talking about. There's an author by the name of the V Claw on film fiction, and let's just say he writes some very interesting stuff. And one of the things he has been writing for a while, or he's kind of on hiatus with right now, though, is he's been writing a interspecies series 5 years now, and it involves a griffin and a earth pony, both male, and basically showing an interspecies M&M relationship. And it's a really good story, but he decided after writing, I think, finishing the first story, he said, I'm going to write more, just a whole separate story that's like more of the sexual escapades of these two. And one of them in particular was that the griffin in the story, he decided he wanted to try bottoming. And so he went to this sex shop and bought butt plugs, basically. And the whole rest of the chapter, like the next 2 chapters, was basically him using one of them, only to then be interrupted by his cult friend to then go to the movies with it still in.
Oh boy.
To where his cult friend then finds a remote control on the bathroom floor which goes to these plugs.
Oh, see that?
And so, while they're in the movie theater, basically he and just basically teases him to death for about an hour of the movie. Until finally, just boom goes the dynamite, I guess. I mean, don't worry, there wasn't a mess. He caught all of it. I mean, he was very gracious to catch all of it. I mean, I was surprised. But reading that, I was just like, okay, that sounds like it'd be fun. Like, I don't know why. Just sitting through like a really crappy movie, and then all of a sudden you just like freaking a lot of sexual stuff. And see, that's amazing. But then I thought about it, and I said, I want to be Pee Wee Herman and go to prison for forever.
Yeah, that was actually kind of bad.
Don't teach your kids, never masturbate in a movie theater.
Yeah, because you can't get away with a lot of stuff, especially if you're not discreet about it. So
yeah, basically, if your moans sound like ours did in Blooming Moon, then please don't do it. Because, well, no, honestly, if your moans sound like mine did in Blooming Moon, then go ahead, because they'll probably just think you're dying in the back row. Because that's how bad it was.
And if it's like mine, yeah, you're probably going to get caught. Alright, I guess the next one... Well, I guess I can say one because I kind of group like a few together.
Okay.
I guess would be Bondage and Choking.
Okay, the second one scares me. It does.
It's not bad. I mean, like anything, I would use a safe word. I mean,
my question is this. Okay, we're gonna try choking. Don't worry, I have a safe word. You can't say it. Pretty sure. Pretty sure you can't say the safe word.
Actually, I can because um
You have
they
telepathy or freaking sign language? What are we doing?
no they just don't. I just don't squeeze. I just say don't squeeze too hard so I can at least breathe. Cause I think I did it once to myself, but like I did it to the point where I stopped feeling the blood flow to my brain, so I almost passed out. And since it was an accident, and since like I guess the knockout game was still a thing at the time, and like some people actually started dying from that, I was like, yeah, I think I should stop this because I think I might accidentally kill myself, and that will not be good because no one's come in or out, and there's no way someone can get out without having a key to lock the front door, and I've been the only one inside the house all day. So yeah, somehow I died of something, and they can't figure it out until they say, "Oh, she died of asphyxiation." How does she die of asphyxiation? Yeah, this bruising around her neck. She probably did it to herself by accident. How do you kill yourself by accident with asphyxiation?
At least it was consensual. At least it was consensual death.
Yeah, and as for bondage, I don't know why. I just experimented and got myself a pair of handcuffs.
Oh, I thought we meant Ed completely immobile.
Nope.
That's what I was thinking.
Nope, I would not go that far because something about that kind of scares me. Not like actually not having free mobility. Like if it's
You're okay with someone choking you, but tying you to the bed where you just don't move, that's a no.
okay, if it's my ankles, no, because then that might actually terrify me a bit. Especially if they're too into it and like I'm telling them stop, that's enough. I don't want to do this anymore, and they're like so far into it that it comes to the fact that I'm actually terrified for my life and I can't get away. But if it's just my wrists, then yeah, that's fine because
Then you could kick him in the nuts.
no, if it's my wrist, then it's fine because the pair of cuffs that I have, the chain actually comes off the cuff. So like if I'm trying to like just move easily, you don't have to take one off and then put it back on. I could just take the chain off and put it back easily. So yeah, just at least some free mobility. And to top it off, for some reason, I also have a blindfold.
Ah, take away one sense, heightens all the rest of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know my alter ego's in my head thinking right now.
Oh dear.
You know he is. He's in there.
Yes, and I think Lily has a couple ideas for him. Please, I think.
Oh, trust me. If you guys want to see a video with our two alter egos, we can definitely do that. They're not hard to bring out. Trust me.
Yeah, it's not very hard.
He comes out when he wants to. I'm stopping him right now because he'll say things that I don't want him to say. And here's the thing, and this is what I want you guys to understand about these alter egos we're talking about. You know, they're not like... they're not characters we play. Let me explain that. They're actually there. They're not like us imagining that they're actually freaking there.
They're just there.
It's a little creepy, actually. We both have... our brains are kind of screwed up a little bit. We're talking about this on YouTube. It probably explains a lot.
Yeah, I think for me it's a little more than a little bit, but I digress. That's why I haven't done any readings about rape, because I think once I go down that path, she's not gonna go back in her box. She's gonna stay out for like a little while longer.
Oh, trust me, I'm pretty sure my alter ego can handle it. If it has to come to that. Okay, since Lotus brought it up, it's going to be one. I only have a couple more anyways. Might as well bring up one of the bigger ones now. And I don't want to say it's, because it's not really BDSM, but I guess BDSM would be one. And I even mentioned this when I talked about it on my channel, and it's so bad because so many people. We've already mentioned weird stuff on in this video, so it's not like anyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, They heard everything else, and they're like, oh my god, he said BDSM, we must burn him at the stake. Apparently I'm Frankenstein now from freaking... Fire. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But no, I hate how I mentioned this in that my fetish video I made. I hate the way Hollywood and the way that the news media has kind of like demonized BDSM, because they've made it seem like it's like this evil, like crazy, panic almost thing. That's like it's not even close to that. It's like I would never have thought I would be into this kind of stuff. I never really did think I was, because I am actually very claustrophobic to a point where it's actually dangerous.
Oh boy.
So I don't know why, but I decided one day, I said, I'm gonna try something. And so I remember a very weird thing to have to talk about to a friend, but I remember I was with a friend of mine who was going to be coming over that same day, and I had already unlocked the door, like, because I think I was going to go outside and do something like in a couple hours, so I just unlocked the door. Well, I'd forgotten about it. That ever happened to you? Happened to me. So I forgot about the door being unlocked, and I don't ask me how I got into a contraption like this, but basically I had my ankles were tied to my bedpost and my arms were tied behind my back, and I basically can't move.
Party.
I'm literally stuck, and like it was getting to the point where it was bad, and then all of a sudden I hear the door open, like my front door, and I'm in another room.
Oh dear.
And so, like, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh god. Here was my thought. I said, oh shit, my friend was supposed to come over today. I was honestly praying in my head. I was like, please, God, if you love me, let it be a serial killer. At least then I will die, and they'll just think when they come and fucking buy my body, they'll be like, oh my god, the serial killer tied him up to the bed and then stabbed him 50 times. Instead of, oh, he tied himself to the bed and the serial killer just took advantage of it. But I would rather them think that. So I then hear my friend, and he's like, hey man, are you in there? And I hear him calling. He's walking around my entire house. I can hear him. And I'm getting anxious, like, and it's making my claustrophobia worse because I'm still tied down. I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, okay, maybe. I realized I had enough free motion in, like, my elbow. Like, my elbow was out from under me the way I had it tied. And so I was able to wiggle my wrist free. Not enough to get it out of the rope now, but enough to get my elbow out from under me. I had a blanket beside me. I lifted the thing up and just threw it over me, covering my whole body. I don't know how I did this freaking magic David Blaine trick, but I got it to work. And so I'm just thinking, like, okay. I'm just not gonna. Finally, I'm not gonna wait for it. I gotta myself up, boy. And he comes in my room where I'm at, and he's just like, hey, are you in here? I'm just sitting there, I was like, okay, don't breathe, don't move. He might think the lump is something else. He might think the Michelin Man is laying in my bed. So I'm just laying there, and then I hear him walk away, and he walks into another room in my house. I'm just like, okay, I gotta get out of this quickly. I free my one of my wrists that had been pretty much working to get out since he got in the door. Finally got it off. I took, and beside me, I had a knife beside me to cut myself free if it ever needed to happen. Grabbed it. I quickly just cut everything off, and then I took and threw the ropes away. I quickly as I could. I had gloves. I put gloves on, which he was probably going to question why I had gloves on, but I would rather not show giant rope marks on my arms and my wrists. So I had those on, and I had jeans on, so thank God it didn't show my ankle at all. And I walk out, and he's in another room. I just go sit on the couch and wait for him. I'm just like, and I hurry up and I cut my video games on, and I'm just playing. And he's like, dude, where were you at? And I'm like, I've been sitting here the whole time playing. And he's like, I just walked through the house. I was here, damn it. And that was the first time I ever tried something like that, and then from there, as I mentioned in my previous video, my partner, he definitely corrupted me. He corrupted me very badly. He made me into I think he made my alter ego very kinky. That's all I know.
Just like how I corrupted Safi.
Yeah.
I
See, why do I feel like me and him would get along just because we know the pain. We know the corruption pain.
I don't know why I can't say I'm ashamed of myself for that. I just can't.
See, he can't either. He's just like, yeah, I corrupted you, but it was fun, wasn't it? And I said, well, if you ask me now, maybe, but not at the beginning.
I don't think Safi had any complaints when it started. He just rolled with it, and then he's like, "How did I get here?" I'm like,
yeah, you question how you got there. Like, how did the destination get there? You started off in Florida, and somehow now you're in California. You don't know how you got there. You didn't travel a long ass way to get here. I mean, yeah, but no, I realized very quickly with him, he was. I don't want to say he's a kinky person, but he is. He is. I'm not gonna. I'm sorry if you're watching this, honey. I know you don't like me talking about this stuff, but I don't care. You'll get over it. And I remember very vividly us talking one night, and we were basically talking about trying BDSM and stuff, and he said, "I don't want to hurt you." I said, "That's the point, isn't it? To hurt me? Isn't that kind of the point of BDSM, like in a way?" And he said, "Well, I don't want to actually hurt you." I said, "Trust me, if you actually hurt me, like one of two things. One, I will get very angry, and I will turn into the Incredible Hulk, which means my penis will be green." Number one, you wouldn't like it when it's angry. Number two, I'm going to be very angry, and I'm going to make you go get me food so I can be happy again. Because food solves all sadness. But yeah, I mean, he definitely dragged me further into the community of BDSM than I wanted to be dragged, but I've learned more things about myself. Okay, Lotus, you want to continue?
I started Safi off with just the basic stuff, and then it just escalated from there. In fact, Safi.
What is basic to you? That's the question. What is basic?
Well, I guess basic for me because basically now I don't care anymore about stuff. So like basically what I was started out with was like text messages, I think, from a friend who I think I had a crush on before I met Safi. And then when I met Safi, I just skipped like everything I was put through and then just like went straight to the whole, "Hey, you want to try something over Skype?" And then that just happened from there.
Okay, I'm concerned when you say, "Hey, can we try something over Skype?" All of the videos, I'm imagining now, and this is the things I'm imagining. You know, guys, it's that moment whenever like you talk to someone, and then you don't realize that you're gonna get images in your head from the talk. And then later, like right when you're about to fall asleep, you see something weird, and it like you can't sleep that night. That's kind of what it's like now.
Yeah.
Because I'm just imagining the weird conversation that was happening.
Yeah, so it all started from there, and sweetie, I'm sorry if you're watching this. I'm still teaching him stuff because I think when I was still going to college, I just thought of something random. I'm like, "Hey, would you ever motorboat me?" He was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Go look it up." I was like, "Go look it up on Urban Dictionary." 5 minutes later, he was like, "Why have you not told me about this before?" I was like, "I thought all guys thought of doing that to girls." Oops.
Oops. Oops.
So
It sounds
yeah.
like it sounds like he's just as naive as I was. Jeez.
Well, pretty much now, the student is getting closer and closer to becoming the master because he is just as bad as me, if not worse.
That's how it is with me and him too. It's literally, he's like, oh, I even tell him, like, I'll get on, talk to him, or either on Skype or Discord or something, and I'll be like, I have an idea. He's like, I don't like the way that sounds. Because I have just these weird ideas that make me, I'm not going to go into any details. I might tell Lotus off video because some of them are a little more raunchy than what I would like to get into on this video.
Yeah,
that's
a topic for a private talk. That's a topic for a private talk, definitely.
Oh God. But yeah, there's definitely some things going on behind the scenes. So Lotus, do we have any other ones you want to mention?
This is one I actually kind of do want to try eventually. A threesome. Well, a threesome or a foursome, either one. I don't mind, cause Safi, I am so sorry for outing you with this. I did ask him, what would you do if you saw me making out with another girl? He said he'd sit there and enjoy the show, then come join us.
Hey, that's a good thing.
Yeah, so then I said, what would you do if I was with another guy? He was like, I'd stare, think about ways to get rid of him, but then maybe I'll join you just because I want to see you smile. And I was like, you are. Why did I create you again? Because I've created a monster now. He was like, you started it, so
that's your fault on that one.
He said you started it, so now you have to deal with it. I was like, yeah, you're right. So yeah, that has come up between the two of us a lot. So yeah, I kind of do want to try it because honestly, it does sound kind of interesting to do.
Yeah, I will admit I've had thoughts about a threesome. I will mention this. I remember. I think it might have been a couple months back actually. I remember that we were both talking and randomly brought up the idea. This is the first time he ever said it. I don't like the sound of that because he said that multiple times since we started this side of our relationship, I guess you could say. And he was like, I don't like the sound of that. I said, why not? And he said, I know how your brain thinks, and it's not good. I said, what would you feel like if we had a three-way? And then he paused. And at first, I thought I treaded into unwanted territory.
Welcome to the minefield.
I thought I was getting shot at. I didn't know where the sniper was, but I thought he was shooting at me. I was scared. I was like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden, he just comes up with, do you have an idea of who you would want it to be?
Yeah.
I said, I have had a thought. And he said, who? And I said, I can't tell you. And he's like, why? And he said, because you would kill me. And he said, why would I kill you? And I said, for many reasons. I said, don't worry. It will be okay.
Well, if Safi and I did it, I think it would have to be with another guy because I don't know any females who would want to do a threesome with us. So, yeah.
You sure you'd be okay with it being another guy?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, my mind's thought of worse. And
I'm saying, do you think he would mind it?
As long as he has a front row seat, and as long as he gets to see my face, like make strange expressions.
Oh no!
Which Which
don't need this.
which
You know,
has,
guys, you're getting a front row seat to fantasies that you're probably all gonna have later. Just saying.
Actually, it's already happened.
Now I'm more when and where and why, and I will talk about this later.
We'll talk about this later.
Why do I feel like this was Lily's idea?
It wasn't. It was on me.
That's a shock. Yeah, I've thought about a threesome. I don't know if I'd ever do it. I've thought about it, and I've asked about it, and he's cool with it, but I don't know do it. How can I put this? I always tell people, and this is one thing, and I do want to bring this up, completely being serious outside of like the realm of the jokes we're making right now. I hate when people ask this question because I get asked this question, not even kidding you. I've probably been asked this question more times than I can count. I mean, I didn't go to much schooling, so I can only count like 3. But I mean, that's a lot. That's 3 more than I would want. And I have people ask me all the time. The second, I'm not even joking you. Everyone ever, except for one person, almost everyone I've ever, like when they find out, oh, you're dating a guy. I said, yep. And they said, which one's the girl? I said, it was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, my brain is jelly at the point of when that question's asked. And it's like, I'm like, look, we're both guys. That's the point. That's kind of the point of the way it works. And the funny thing was that question asked me so many times. Now I don't even care. I just own it. I don't even care at this point. They're just like, when they're like, oh, so which one's the guy, which one's the girl? I said, I am the biggest bitch you will ever freaking meet. I don't care. I own the shit now. I will own it. I will freaking wear it as a t-shirt. I don't care.
I think we've gone past the point of no return on where to end the video, so I think we should end it now because we've revealed so much now.
I will say one thing before we go, because I did mention to Lotus I would talk about this a little bit. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So the whole thing that brought this on, guys, if you guys didn't see the first podcast, which if you didn't, there's like 300 of you that watched it, so go check that out. There's more weird stuff we talk about. We talk about, like, wanting to push old people out of the lines at the self-checkout. I mean, we talk about this. And basically, the whole reason this video was even brought up was because I had mentioned writing a couple of fetishes into a story that I'm currently working on. And I will send Lotus a little, the cover art for the story. And it will probably be somewhere on the screen somewhere with the magic of editing. So you'll see what I'm talking about. But basically, the story's called Returning Flames. It's going to be coming out probably, I want to say maybe beginning of the year. And funny enough, it started out as just me writing a story about my coming out experience through the eyes of my own character. My character being Zane. He's a it's based around like it was supposed to be originally based in like the Zootopia fandom, but I quickly just took it out of that and just completely made it I guess you could call it a furry fan fiction, I guess you could say, or a furry story, whatever you want to call it. And my character is based around a wolf, and which is my favorite animal ever. I am a wolf. If I wasn't a Pegasus, I would be a wolf. And throughout the story, my character, through the help of my partner's character, learns a lot about himself, not only his sexuality, but he learns that not only is he into BDSM, which is something I mentioned before, And another one that I didn't mention in the video, which kind of falls into BDSM, which is pet play, which if you guys have never heard of that, I'm not even going to go into details, just Google it. Basically, I'll give you a little gist of it. So if you guys are really interested, you can go read more about it. But basically, if you go to the extreme of it, it's people having, sort of similar to Dom Sub, it's a pet who pretty much could go all the way as far as to walking on all fours, never talking, and eating out of a dog dish on the floor. Yes, it goes that far, I know, kind of scary, but or it could just be simply as far as, being very, very, very submissive. I win that category. Anyways, I'm pretty sure with what Lotus said about my story I wrote for FemFiction, when she sees this story, I hope and pray that nothing. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking she's going to do, but I hope nothing happens. So if you guys, like, it's going to be an Eminem story, obviously. So if you guys are into that kind of thing, or you have no idea what the freaking hell it's going to be like, I will make sure Lotus has a link. I'll send her a link to it so she can actually read over it once the story is published. Dear God, I'm going to ruin my life with this. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to us talk about things we want to do with our butts and other parts of our bodies. I think we should end it now before we embarrass ourselves.
Yeah, you've definitely gone past the window return. So I am Lotus Moon. He is Draco Azimuth. We want to wish you all a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night wherever you are, every pony. Good night.